Okay, good day, grade 7 class. So, how are you today? Okay, so I hope na ang lahat ay nasa mabuting kalagayan. So, welcome to our MAPE class. And for today's lesson, we will explore one of the most exciting and well-loved sports in the world. And that is basketball. So, alam ko marami sa inyo ang mahilig maglaro ng basketball, ano? So, meron tayong mga players dyan sa maalalahanin na talaga namang ang gagaling maglaro ng basketball. Nung nag-activity tayo, di ba? Ginawa natin yung bounce pass, yung overhead pass, yung air pass. So, yung dribbling, so doon nakita ko kung sino talaga yung marurunong. Okay? So, meron tayong mga basketball players sa court, sa kalsada, o kahit sa bahay lang. Pero sa lesson natin today, mas lalo nating maiintindihan kung paano nagsimula ang basketball. Ano ba yung mga important terms? At kung bakit ito tinawag na invasion game. So before we start, ready your notes and mag-take note habang nakikinig kay ma'am. Okay. Ayan. So brief overview of basketball. So basketball is a fast-paced team sport played on a rectangular court between two teams of 5 players each. So again, two teams of 5 players each. And the main goal is simple. Of course, to score points by shooting the ball through the opposing team hoop, which is 10 feet high. Okay, so teams aims to outscore their opponents by passing, dribbling, and shooting the ball while defending their own hoop para hindi po makashoot ang kalaban. Okay? And each team works together para makashoot sa ring ng kalaban. Pero habang ginagawa nila yon, kailangan din nilang depensahan ang sarili nilang hoop o yung tinatawag na ring. So, kailangan nilang depensahan yung sarili nilang hoop para hindi makashoot ang kalaban o yung kabila. Kaya nga tinatawag natin itong invasion game kasi kailangan mong pumasok sa teritoryo ng kalaban para makapuntos. Okay? So, sa basketball, uh, hindi lang puro lakas ang kailangan. Kailangan mo rin ng team sport or teamwork. Kasi hindi mo kayang maglaro mag-isa. You have to uh, pass the ball to your teammates, dribble to move around the court, and shoot with good aim and timing. So bukod doon, mahalaga rin po ang communication and strategy. Dapat alam ng bawat player ang role nila bago pa lang sila pumasok doon sa court. So meron tayong tinatawag na may guard, may forward, at center. At lahat sila may specific job sa loob ng court para mas madali makascore o makadepensa. Okay? Kaya sa basketball, you don't just use your body sa paglalaro. You also use your mind and teamwork skills. Kasi you have to think fast. You have to move fast and trust your teammates. That's what makes basketball exciting and challenging. Okay, class. So let's have a quick activity called Guess the Word. So I will show you words with missing letters, and your job is to guess what the word is. Okay? So once na nahulaan nyo, once you get it correctly, so I will ask you what you remember about the word. Okay? Okay, first word. Ano kaya ito? Okay, the correct answer is Dr. James Naismith. Okay, so sino ba si Dr. James Naismith? Dr. James Naismith, he invented basketball in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts. So alam niyo ba kung bakit niya ito naisip? Kasi gusto niyang maging active ang mga students niya kahit winter. So alam naman natin pagka winter season, sobrang lamig. Ano po? So sobrang lamig kasi noon, hindi sila makapaglaro sa labas. So nag-isip siya, ano kaya yung pwedeng laruin ng mga estudyante ko kahit winter season. So he created a simple game using a soccer ball. So yun po yung gamit nila. Wala pang basketball. Ang gamit pa lang nila noon is soccer ball and two pitch basket as goals. So imagine that, walang ring, walang backboard. Ang gamit lang nila is soccer ball at dalawang pitch basket. Okay, yung basket ng prutas. So from that simple idea, nabuo ang sport na hanggang ngayon, isa sa pinakapaboritong laruin ng mga kabataan, ng mga kalalakihan, o kahit sino pa, maging mga babae, nilalaro na rin ang basketball. Okay, next word natin. Ano kaya? Okay, so we have the term free throw. So a free throw is an unguarded shot given to a player after a foul. It is taken from the free throw line and is worth 1 point. So kapag may foul ang kalaban mo, bibigyan ka ng chance to shoot freely, walang bantay. Kaya tinawag siyang free throw. So free throws are very important because they can help your team gain points kahit walang actual play. Kaya kailangan ng focus, concentration, at tamang shooting form para hindi ma-foul at magkaroon ng free throw ang kalaban. Okay, next word. Okay, next word is Gilas Pilipinas, the national basketball team of the Philippines. So let's talk about something that makes us proud as Filipinos. So Gilas Pilipinas. So this is our national basketball team. Gilas Pilipinas represent our country in international competition kagaya ng FIBA Basketball World Cup and Olympics. Sa tuwing naririnig nyo ang Gilas Pilipinas, isipin nyo, ito yung mga best players ng bansa na lumalaban para sa ating flag. Okay? So, yun po yung Gilas Pilipinas. Okay. Next term is okay. If your answer is rebound, that's correct. So rebound. This happens when a player grabs the basketball after a missed shot. So, pwedeng sa offense or defense. Kung sa offensive rebound, your team gets another chance to score. Pero kung defensive rebound, you stop the other team from scoring. Kaya malaking tulong ang rebound sa laro. Kailangan mo ng timing, kailangan mo ng strength, at bilis para makuha agad ang bola. Okay? And finally, we have the Mythical Five. So, ano ba yung Mythical Five? Okay? So, Mythical Five, this is an honor given to the best players in basketball league here in the Philippines. Usually, ito yung mga uh, top 5 players. Kaya siya tinawag na Mythical Five. Ito yung mga top 5 players sa isang season based on their skills, teamwork, and contribution sa laro or sa team. So kapag napasama ka sa Mythical Five, ibig sabihin, isa ka sa pinakamagaling at pinaka-consistent sa buong liga. Parang best of the best. Okay? Ayan. Okay, class. So let's move on to our next topic, the basketball specific skills. So these are the skills that uh, every player needs to learn and master para maging effective sa court. So sa basketball, may apat tayong basic skills. So we have dribbling, passing, rebounding, and shooting. Pero today, magpo-focus muna tayo sa dalawa, dribbling and passing. So now, punta muna tayo sa dribbling. Okay, so ano ba yung dribbling? So in basketball, dribbling is a fundamental skills. So, pag sinabing fundamental skills, ibig sabihin, isa ito sa pinaka-importanting matutunan. Ano po? So, dribbling is when a player uses one hand to continuously bounce the ball on the court. And ang purpose ng dribbling ay para makontrol mo ang bola. Ano po? Para umusad papunta sa ring at makalikha ng distansya mula sa defender mo. Kaya kapag magaling ka mag-dribble, mas madali kang makalusot at makagawa ng play. Ano? Pero tandaan na kapag nagti-dribble ka, hindi po pwedeng sabay ang dalawang kamay. Ano po? Isa lang dapat ang ginagamit, either left or right hand. At kapag hinawakan mo ang bola ng dalawang kamay, tapos nag-dribble ka ulit, violation na po ang tawag doon. So, ang tawag doon ay double dribble. Okay? Okay. Now, let's talk about the different types of dribbling. So, may iba't ibang uri ng dribbling depende po sa situation sa court. Okay. The first one is called low dribble. So, ano ba yung low dribble? So, low dribble means you dribble the ball low and close to the ground. Okay, malapit, mababa. Mababang pagdi-dribble. So, ginagamit ito kapag gusto mong protektahan ang, ang bola sa kalaban. Lalo na kapag may bantay sa harap mo. Kapag low dribble ang ginagawa mo, mas mahirap maagaw ang bola. Kaya ito ang madalas na ginagamit ng guards. So, pag sinabing guards, sila yung mabilis magdala ng bola papunta sa ring. Okay? So, to do a low dribble, nakalagay dyan, extend your dribbling hand and arm down as much as possible. Keep your knees bent, stay low, at siguraduhin na kontrolado mo ang bola. The lower your dribble, the shorter the distance the ball has to travel. So, ibig sabihin, mas mabilis ang control mo. Okay? Ayan. So, magbigay tayo ng example. So, example, kung may defender sa harap mo, kailangan low lang yung dribble mo para hindi agad maagaw. Pero kapag open court naman, pwede mong taasan ng konti ang dribble para makatakbo ng mas mabilis. So, yun po yung tinatawag natin na low dribble. So, may papakita ko sa inyong video para maipakita sa inyo kung paano ba ginagawa ang low.
All right, right now we'll talk about how to low dribble. And dribbling low
So next, kung merong low dribble, meron naman tinatawag na high dribble. So next type of dribbling is called high dribble. Usually makikita nyo ito after steals or during fast break situations. Yun yung mga mabilisang takbo papunta sa ring. Kapag gumagawa ng high dribble, your torso should be erect or tuwid and you push the top of the ball forward just a little bit ahead of your body. Ang bounce ng bola ay dapat umaabot po mula upper thigh hanggang above your waist. So, ginagamit ito kapag wala kang bantay at gusto mong umabante ng mabilis sa court. Pero tandaan po natin na huwag masyadong mataas ang dribble mo. Kasi pag masyadong mataas ang dribble mo, baka maagaw agad ng kalaban. Okay? So, kailan ginagamit ang high dribble? Kapag open court or fast break situations. Yun yung tatandaan nyo.
All right, right now we'll demonstrate how to do a high dribble. A high dribble is used in basketball sometimes where most of the time you want to try to dribble low, but it's also good to practice dribbling high because dribbling higher is more difficult than dribbling lower. So if you can maintain accuracy as far as being a ball handler, dribbling the ball high, when you dribble lower, it makes it much easier. One of the first things and one of the most important things you always want to remember about handling the basketball is fingertip control. So right now what I'll do is I'll go first before I have Sammy go, and I'll take 10 dribbles high with my right hand, okay? A lot of times when I practice and I work out players, I always like to do things with my eyes closed because now I know in a game situation where my eyes are open and I can see the whole court, I'm used to doing it with my eyes closed and it makes it easier. So right now, I'll go first, dribbling the ball high with my eyes closed, and I'm maintaining a good balance just like this. All right, so that's one of the things that I like to do a lot, and now I have Sammy demonstrate. Sammy will do it with his eyes closed. Go ahead, Sammy, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'll go again. And now we want to be able to do it with our left hand. My eyes are closed. I'm standing upright, and I want to have the ball come up to my shoulder length. 1, 2, 3. And again, we want to have force and accuracy, and now Sammy will show you. Go ahead, Sammy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Now, it's important to remember when you practice this, it does not always have to be perfect. Sometimes you'll lose the ball, but the most important thing is to remember that the more you work at it, the better you'll get. That's how you dribble a basketball high.
So next is the crossover dribble. So ito yung madalas nating nakikita sa mga highlight moves ng NBA players. Ang crossover dribble ay ginagawa kapag gusto mong i-change direction or iwasan yung defender. So you use one-hand dribbling habang nasa harap mo ang bola. Then quickly pass the ball from one hand to another. So, ang technique dito, kailangan mabilis at mababa yung dribble mo para hindi maagaw. So, pagkatapos mo mag-crossover, pwede ka nang umatake sa kabilang direction para malusutan mo ang kalaban. Okay? So, class, alam nyo ba yung move na ginagawa ni Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry? So, yun yung tinatawag na crossover dribble. So, it is all about quickness and timing.
In this video, you will learn how to do a basic crossover. The crossover dribble allows you to switch hands while dribbling to avoid your opponent. To do a good crossover, keep these two steps in mind: dribbling to switch hands, and changing pace and direction. First, dribbling to switch hands. After an initial dribble, place your dominant hand on the outer side of the ball. Follow up with the crossover dribble by bouncing the ball in front of you, between your feet. Catch the ball with your other hand and keep dribbling. To keep possession, your dribble must be strong and fast. Remember to keep the ball below knee level. Second, changing pace and direction. When doing crossover, you can also change direction to dodge your opponent. When changing direction, accelerate suddenly so that your opponent won't have time to react. You can also add a slight pause before the crossover to fake your opponent by slowing down slightly or straightening up a little. Even better, you can fake going right by exaggerating the movement of the ball and then go left. Remember, as always when dribbling, do not look at the ball. To practice, dribble from one end of the court to the other, performing crossovers every few dribbles. Over to you.
Okay, now let's move on to speed dribble. From the name itself, speed dribble. This is used when you need to move fast. So usually during fast breaks or when you are pushing the ball down the court. Kapag speed dribble, kailangan sabayan takbo at pag-dribble. So push the ball in front of you at waist height, then run after it. So keep your head up para makita mo ang buong court, pati teammates at mga defenders. So ang secret dito, the farther you push the ball, the fastest you have to run. Kaya dapat kontrolado mo pa rin kahit mabilis. Okay? So class, kapag nagmamadali papunta sa ring, ano bang dribble ang ginagamit mo? Okay? So of course, yun yung tinatawag natin na speed dribble. Okay?
Right now we'll talk about how to speed dribble. Speed dribbling is essential because it helps us to get up the court as fast as possible. Really in fast break situations, if you're a ball handler, you want to get from point A to point B down the court as fast as possible. So right now we'll show you a good drill that we use on a daily basis that helps players improve their speed and ball handling as far as getting up the court as fast as possible. So right now we'll have all three guys go to the baseline. The first thing that we want to do is work on our right hand going up the court, all right? So as we do this, one of the things we always want to do is we want to maintain trying to stay relatively low. We don't want to dribble upright with the ball coming here. We want to keep the basketball at about our waist level. The next thing is we want to maintain control of the basketball, meaning that I'm dribbling the ball in this motion as opposed to throwing it and running and throwing it and running. We want to maintain ball handling control, but now moving as fast as we can. So right now we'll have three guys dribble up the court and back with their right hand as fast as possible. And this is something that you can do every day. It's a simple drill that'll help you improve your speed, your ball handling, and also conditioning. All right, fellas, go. Push it out. Full speed, full speed, full speed. Nice job. Turn the corner. Full speed as fast as you can. Full speed, full speed, full speed, full speed, full speed. All right, so notice that what they did is they went 100% full speed, and we want to try to work on game situations and game speed. One of the things we always mention, if you can do it with your right hand, we want to work on our left hand. Go, left hand, full speed, push it out, full speed, excellent. Turn the corner, try to control it, full speed, get up the court, turn, control it, control it, control it, control it. So now once we get down the court and we handling that basketball and we're able to get past the defender, it enables us to be able to shoot, pass, or continue our move to the basket. And that's a drill that you can work on to improve your speed dribbling.
Okay. So, key points in dribbling. So, ito yung mga key points natin. Number 1, spread your fingers around the ball. So, huwag niyong hahayaan dumikit ang bola sa palad. Dapat fingertips. Fingertips ang ginagamit para sa pagkontrol ng bola. Number 2, push the ball with force. So, hindi ito uh, basta basta pat-pat lang. Ano po, dapat may control at timing. Okay? Number 3, don't look at the ball. Dapat sanay yung kamay mo para kahit nakatingin ka sa paligid, alam mo pa rin kung nasaan ang bola. Okay? Number 4, move your hand on the ball. So for example, sa crossover triple, you move your hand to the side para madali mong maipalit ang direction. So ito yung mga dribbling key points natin na dapat niyong tandaan. Alright, class. So bago tayo magpatuloy sa passing, let's start with the guide question. So what are the possible fitness components being activated in dribbling the ball in basketball? Okay. So may mga pinakita ko sa inyo na video kanina. So habang pinapanood nyo yung mga examples kanina, tulad ng low dribble, high crossover, and speed dribble, napansin nyo siguro na hindi lang skills ang ginagamit dito. So, meron din mga fitness components na very important para mas effective ang isang player. So, let's identify and understand them one by one. Okay, so first, we have hand-eye coordination. Okay, class, this means your eyes and your hands work together at the same time. Habang minomonitor mo yung bola, you are also looking around the court. Okay? So, saan ang defender? Nasaan ang team mo? So, dapat meron kang hand-eye coordination. Kapag magaling ang hand-eye coordination mo, mas madali mong makokontrol ang bola at makakapag-dribble ka nang hindi mo kailangan tingnan lagi yung bola. Ano? Kasi merong mga nagdi-dribble tapos dun sa bola nakatingin. So, walang hand-eye coordination doon. So, para ma-develop ito, we can do dribbling skills kagaya ng alternating dribble, yung two-ball dribble. Okay? Or dribbling while walking. So, nung face-to-face pa tayo, ginawa natin yung dribble. Ano? So, doon nakita ko kung sino yung marurunong mag one hand or two-ball dribble. Okay? Okay, class question. Ano kaya mayayari kung mahina ang hand-eye coordination ng player? Yan. So, of course, madalas silang madisgrasya or maagawan ng bola kasi nga walang hand-eye coordination. Ano po? Next. Okay. Next fitness component is agility. So, ano ba yung agility? Lagi na lang natin ito nadidiscuss kasi nga po importante ito sa physical education. So, agility means the ability to move quickly and easily. So, to change direction fast without losing balance. So, sa basketball, importante ang agility kasi ginagamit mo ito para makaiwas sa defender, makapag-drive papunta sa ring at makapag-react agad kapag may changes sa play. So, para ma-enhance ang agility, we use drills like ladder drills and cone drills. So, these help the body to move faster and smoother. Kaya kapag nagpa-practice kayo ng dribbling, try doing it habang umiikot sa cone or nagsa-sidestep. That's how you train your agility. Okay, grade 7. So, tapos na tayo sa dribbling. Ano? So, this time, let's move on to another important basketball skill, which is passing. So, remember, sa larong basketball, basketball is a team sport. So, hindi pwedeng ikaw lang ang laging may bola. Ano po? So, you need to work together with your teammates para maging successful ang laro at manalo. Kaya napaka-importante ng passing. Okay, so discuss natin yan. So what is passing? So passing in basketball means throwing the ball to your teammate. So, simple lang yung passing pero malaking factor ito sa success ng team. Kapag marunong kang mag-pass ng maayos, mas mabilis ang ball movement at mas madali kayong makakascore ng team mo. Pero kung hindi ka marunong magpasa or parang gusto mo sa'yo lang lagi yung bola, chances are maagawan kayo ng kalaban. Ano po? So passing also shows teamwork and trust. Dito natin nakikita kung gaano kaimportante na magtulungan sa court. Okay? So there are different types of passes used in basketball, and this can be basic or advanced. Okay, so two types of passes. So ito yung ginawa natin sa nung activity natin, ano po sa PE. So first is the air pass. So ano ba yung air pass? Air pass, the pass travels between a person without hitting the floor. So ito yung pass na diretso mula sa kamay mo, papunta sa kamay ng teammate mo without touching the floor. Usually, ginagamit ito kapag open ang teammate mo or malapit lang siya sa'yo. Okay? So, for example, uh, habang tumatakbo ka, pinapasa mo agad yung bola sa kakampi mo para makapag-fast break. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na air pass. Okay? So, next is the bounce pass. So, from the word itself, bounce pass, kailangan mo munang ipa-bounce sa floor bago makarating sa teammate mo. Okay? Bounce pass is safer kapag may defender sa gitna. Kasi mahirap hulihin ng kalaban yung bola na dumadaan sa baba kapag meron defender. Okay? Ayan. Alright, class. Let's talk about the difference variation of passing the basketball. Number one is chest pass. So, ito yung pinagawa ko sa inyo sa PE nung lumabas tayo ng room. Ito yung pinaka-common type of pass and ginagawa ito by throwing the ball directly from your chest papunta sa teammate mo. Okay? So, dapat mabilis at diretso para hindi maagaw. Okay? So, to do this, hawakan mo ang bola gamit ang dalawang kamay at ilapit sa dibdib mo. Then, itulak mo forward using both hands. So, simple lang siya pero very effective. Ano po? Again, chest pass is like throwing a ball directly from your teammate. Okay? Ayan. So, ito yun. Chest pass. Okay, number two, we have the bounce pass. So, dito naman, sabi dyan, a bounce pass is when you make the ball bounce on the ground before your teammate catches it. So, dito naman, pinapatama mo muna ang bola sa floor bago ito makuha ng teammate mo. So, usually, ginagamit ito kapag may defender sa harap mo. Sabi ko nga kanina, kasi mas mahirap itong maagaw. Ano po? At ang tip dito, i-bounce mo ang bola mga one bounce lang at siguraduhin na abot ito sa waist level ng teammate. Okay, so ito yung nakikita nyo sa picture. Yan yung tinatawag natin na bounce pass. And ginawa na natin to. Ano po? So, bago tayo mag-online, buti na lang nagawa natin itong mga to. Ayan, number three, overhead pass. Ayan, so we have the overhead pass. Ang overhead pass is a bit like tossing the ball over your head to a teammate. So ito naman ginagawa kapag gusto mong ipasa sa teammate na medyo malayo o may defender sa harap. Okay? So, paano pa ginagawa ang overhead pass? So, hawakan mo ang bola gamit ang dalawang kamay, itaas sa ibabaw ng ulo mo, extend your arms, then bitawan with a little arc para makarating sa teammate. Okay. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na overhead pass. Ayan. Nakikita nyo dyan sa picture. So, ipapasa sa team at dito po manggagaling ang paghahagis ng bola. Okay. Next natin na dito naman tayo sa advanced variation of passing. Number 1 is baseball pass. Ma'am, bakit po tinawag na baseball pass? Nasa basketball po tayo. So, sa basketball, meron din tinatawag na baseball pass. Pero hindi baseball yung gamit nila. Basketball pa rin. Ano po? So, ito yung one-handed pass na parang naghahagis ng baseball. Kaya pala siya tinawag na baseball pass. Kasi yung pagpapasa niya is parang kang naghagis ng baseball. Okay? Usually, ginagamit ito para sa long passes na tinatawag. Halimbawa, fast break situations or gusto mong maabot agad ang teammates sa kabilang side ng court. Pero kailangan po ng ingat dito kasi kailangan ito ng good control and strength. Ayan. So again, ito yung tinatawag natin na baseball pass. Okay, number 2 is dribble pass. Ano naman po yung dribble pass? So the dribble pass is used to quickly pass the ball with one hand of the dribble. And this can be an air or bounce pass. So, ang dribble pass, ginagamit ito para mabilis na maipasa ang bola habang nagdi-dribble ka. Okay? So, usually, one hand lang ang gamit dito or pwede mo siyang i-air pass or pwede mo siyang i-bounce pass. Depende sa sitwasyon. Very useful ito kapag gusto mong i-surprise ang defender habang nagdi-dribble ka. Ano po?
Right now, we'll talk about how to make a dribble pass. A dribble pass is used because it gives you an opportunity to make a quick pass in the game without taking extra time to stop and gather yourself. Like most things in basketball, anything that we do with the right hand, we want to be able to do with the left hand. So we'll try to show you how to make a pass off the dribble with your right hand, as well as making a pass off the dribble with your left hand. So George and I will go on opposite sides of the lane to start. So the first thing we want to do is right now I'll take 2 bounces and I'll make the pass. So as I make my 2 bounces, I make the pass right into it, okay? As George throws me the ball back, most of the time you do not want to do this. You don't want to bounce it, stop, and make a chest pass, okay? And then other times you can also stop and make a bounce pass. But this particular pass is we're passing right off the motion as if the ball is coming up off the ground. As soon as it hits our hand, we're getting right into that pass. So as I take this dribble, 2 dribbles, I'm making the pass. George will do the same thing coming back to me. 2 dribbles, pass, and now we'll do it with our left hand. 2 dribbles, and I'm passing right into it. We'll work on it this way as well to give you a better view. So I'll start with the basketball, and now we'll speed through it. Now I'll do it with 1 dribble. So now it's a quick pass, 1 dribble pass, quick pass, 1 dribble pass, and now I'll do with my left hand, 1 bounce pass, and then George will 1 bounce pass. So now we'll add a defender to the drill, where now we'll put George over here. So now, as I come down and there's ball pressure, I'm dribbling the ball and I'm making a quick pass. And now we'll have George go to the opposite side, where now we have a defender here. I dribble it and I make a quick pass. That's how you make a dribble pass.
Number 3. Now, we have the behind the back pass. So, ito yung mga fancy looking move kung saan iikot mo ang bola sa likod mo para maipasa sa teammate. Okay? So, a behind the back pass is when you wrap the ball around your back to throw the ball, and it can also be used to throw the ball to a player trailing on the fast break. So, ginagamit ito minsan para makaiwas sa defender or para ipasa sa trailing player during a fast break. Pero be careful sa paggagawa nito. Kasi kung mali ang timing mo, pwede pong maagaw yung bola.
Behind the back passes are a more advanced pass that we'll show you how to make. Behind the back passes can be utilized and are great as far as catching the defense off guard and being able to make a pass to your teammate if done correctly. Accuracy is very important in this pass. What we always want to do is we'll put George on offense and we'll have Sammy on defense. So now as I'm coming down the court, the first thing I want to do is not necessarily make eye contact with George because I don't want the defenders to know exactly what I'm doing. So it's similar to a no-look pass in that I want to look off, okay? So I'm looking in one direction. And then what I'll do is I'll take the ball, as I get the defense leaning this way, I'll go around my back and pass it to George that way. And again, with all of the passes that we always talk about, accuracy and precision are very important. We do not want to make behind the back passes where it lobs in the air or it goes down by their feet and takes multiple bounces. So that's why this is an advanced pass where this defender is here and I want to be able to make a straight pass. Again, I'll do it one more time. I'm looking in this direction, straight pass. Now we always talk about trying to do everything with both hands. This isn't something that I practice regularly, but I'll try to do this with my left hand as well. So now I'm going to look off this way, and I want to try to hit George that way. One more time, I'm coming this direction. For all my left-handed players out there, we want to be able to look off and make that pass with our left hand. That's how you make a behind-the-back pass.
And lastly, we have the jump pass. Ano naman yung jump pass? So usually performed when a teammate gets open during the shot. It can sometimes confuse the defender, causing him to believe that the passer is shooting instead of passing. So ginagawa ito kapag gusto mong ipasa ang bola habang tumatalon ka. Usually ginagamit kapag may open teammate habang nasa ere. Habang nasa ere ka. Minsan nakaka-confuse ito sa defender kasi akala nila mag-shoot ka na, pero yun pala ipapasa mo yung bola sa teammate. Okay? Pero reminder, kailangan po ng tamang balance at timing para hindi magkamali sa paggagawa ng jump pass. Okay, so before we end, tandaan nyo itong mga key points when passing. So una, while passing, take a step forward to add power to your pass. No, take a step forward. While passing para mas may power ang pasa mo. Pangalawa, when facing defensive pressure, pivot and transfer the ball while keeping your knees bent. This will help you avoid challenges. Kapag may defender, gamitin ang pivot at panatilihin pong nakabaluktot ang tuhod para makaiwas sa challenge. At number 3, third bullet, make sure to work on your passing skills both while stationary and while in motion during your practice session. So always practice both stationary and moving passes kasi sa totoong game, lagi kang gumagalaw. Okay? So alright class, so this is that is for our lesson for today about basketball, dribbling, and passing skills. Pero bago tayo magpaalam sa isa't isa, let me remind you of some important things. Reminder lang po na don't forget your activity, the panubok pattern design using old clothes and colored paper. Kasi ang deadline po ng paggagawa nito ay sa October 22 from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And make sure to send your picture while doing the activity. Ano po? So mag-picture habang ginagawa, habang nagugupit ka, habang nagdidikit ka sa iyong panubok shirt para alam ni ma'am na ikaw talaga ang gumawa nito. Okay? Kasi kasama yun sa gigradean ko. And tomorrow, I will announce sa ating GC kung kailan tayo mag-online class para sa continuation ng discussion natin sa physical education. Kasi hindi pa po tayo tapos dito sa basketball. Nasa passing and dribbling pa lang tayo. Meron pang shooting at rebounding at marami pang iba. Okay, pero konti na lang naman yon. Okay, so grade 7, I hope you learned something new today. So keep practicing your passing skills and dribbling, and always give your best in every task. Kasi baka magpa-activity si ma'am next week. So, dahil wala tayong face-to-face, kanya-kanya muna kayo na practice. Okay? And pwede niyong panoodin yung video na ito para habang nagpa-practice kayo, meron kayong guide. So thank you for listening and see you in our next class. Goodbye, grade 7.